Airlines may have overestimated Americans' desire to travel to Cuba after the Obama administration relaxed travel restrictions there. In 2016, flights from 10 different U.S. carriers were approved to make trips to the island nation from cities like Fort Lauderdale. But when our CBS crew arrived on Sunday in Havana, they found one of the last Spirit Airlines flights about to take off. Spirit is the third carrier to stop service to Cuba. Kris Van Cleave is in Havana right now with why demand has lagged expectations. Kris, good morning.
Well, good morning. Strict tourism to Cuba is still prohibited, so for Americans to come here, they have to meet specific visa requirements, even though those have been loosened. It is confusing. Now, just last week, 55 U.S. senators co-sponsored a bill that would lift the restrictions altogether, and that is something the airlines would like a whole lot. When the first U.S. commercial flight in more than 50 years touched down in Santa Clara, Cuba last August, many here expected a U.S.-driven economic boom to follow. And while the number of Americans visiting did surge 74% last year to nearly 300,000, many expected more. How has it been so far?
Amazing.
Fantastic.
It's been a wonderful experience, yeah.
Bridget Kelly from Washington, D.C. met her friends from L.A. in Havana.
It's a quick flight over from Miami. I thought there would be more Americans.
It's a bit of a Cuba contradiction. While hotels are so full, prices have soared north of $500 a night. Vendor after vendor told us what cab driver Amadeo Allegretti did. Did you expect to see more Americans than you've seen?
Yeah, I would expect, yeah, of course. Because it's so easy.
Tonight, Spirit will become the third U.S. airline to drop service to the island nation after Frontier and Silver stopped flights amid languishing sales. Spirit says there are too many factors that prevent people from traveling easily from the U.S. to Cuba, and costs of serving Havana continue to outweigh the demand. Some analysts expect Americans visiting Cuba to hit 2 million annually by 2025, but a survey out this month found only 2% were likely to plan a trip in the next 6 months. Did the gold rush not happen, or just not happen as fast as people thought?
I think it didn't happen as fast as people thought.
Colin Laverty organizes tours in Cuba.
I think expectations need to be set. There's not any luxury travel in Cuba right now. The luxury's in the people, the art, the music, the history, the culture.
U.S. carriers believe Americans will see the appeal in time, but American Airlines cut service by 25% as it reduced flights to several cities, while still opening a ticket office in Havana to cater to Cubans. JetBlue continues to see potential despite dropping 300 seats a day by flying smaller planes.
The projections say that there's going to be tremendous growth.
Giselle Cortez is JetBlue's director of international airports.
I can't speak for the competitors, but JetBlue remains committed to this market for the long haul.
The tourist infrastructure in Cuba is lacking. Cell phone service is spotty, so is Wi-Fi, and most Americans can't use their credit cards while they're here. The early winner looks to be cruise ships, because as they come into port, they bring all the infrastructure a visitor could need. We should tell you the Trump administration is reviewing the loosened travel restrictions, so this all could change again. Norah?
All right, Kris Van Cleave, and what looks like a very sunny Havana this morning. Looks great there. Thank you.